America is spending in Afghanistan today $113 billion. Can you believe it? It is nearly more than $2 billion a week. No, this is a lot of money, and
that's why they want to keep the war going. People say, what's the point of the war? It's about the war profiteering, the opium, controlling who can build gas pipelines and oil pipelines through the region. It's for multinational corporations. It's bankrupting America. We pay for it. We get nothing out of it. And the good news is the head of the Speaker of the House, Boehner, has come out and given Obama until Friday to specifically say what's really going on in Libya. And I've got some intel that U.S. troops are preparing from Fort Hood to deploy in the next month to Libya. So this is appearing to become more than just a regional war, but a wider war. General Gould, in closing, go ahead.
This is insanity, Alex. I tell you, please, people of America, a lot of them, I know millions of people are listening to you now. Please tell them, this is bad. We are your friends. We have stuck to your heels over so many years. We have been through the era of Cold War. We brought down the Soviet Red Menace, as it used to be called. From John Foster Dulles till today, Pakistan has paid a huge price, but America has every time betrayed us. Now look at this case of Raymond Davis and a parallel spy network they set up. It is a treason for a Pakistani, and in any country the law is that it is a treason to be spying for somebody else. But here are Pakistanis who have been hauled up, and now Americans, according to the UN, the New York Times report, they are very disturbed about it. Why should they be disturbed? If it happens in America, what would be their response? Why are they being so unfair and unjust to a country which has been a long-term ally and whom you need? The American people need this country. I can assure you, you need our support. I am a strategist and I understand all these things, and I'm a friend of America. I'm not the enemy. I'm critical of their policies, as many of you are within America. So there's nothing wrong. But the way they give me I've just told you how...
Well, General Gould, hold on. Let's finish up briefly after the break. I want you to finish this key thought on the other side. Then we'll go to your phone calls and a lot of other news. Stay with us. It's not General Hameed Gould saying this. Is the Financial Times of London today. The global order fractures as America power declines. We've been manipulated by these offshore mega banks to build their world government, but then be politically destroyed. We have the head of the Speaker of the House, the head of the House, giving Obama until Friday deadline on Libya. And now breaking, lawmakers sue Obama over Libya. A bipartisan group of House members announced today that it's filing a lawsuit charging that Obama made an illegal in-run around Congress. He said, I did it under UN authority and didn't even consult Congress. Again, this is against America's interest to go in and make an enemy of Pakistan when they told us months ago, get your drones out. And it continues. They want to set up a war with Pakistan, who's got nuclear weapons, and China has said they'll come in. This is not in our interest to trigger World War III, but these globalists are going to sit it out in Europe while this happens. Who got most of the bailout money? European private families. They hate America, and they're going to use the war to do it. General Gould, do you agree with that strategic, basic statement I just made?
Yes, absolutely, 100%. A little more. I think this will be a disgrace if America was to be defeated at the hands of Taliban. Can you imagine that these nameless, faceless people, individual band groups, they are non-state actors, they are going to defeat America? I think that it has to be negotiated. You have to accept that you made a mistake. You came at a wrong time, in a wrong place, against the wrong people. They were not Al-Qaeda. They were not against America.
And so Pakistan's trying to give us an exit, so declare victory 10 years later and leave.
Yeah, they have now, because they have found an excuse in Abbottabad raid. It was a fake, but doesn't matter. We'll accept this. Okay, that is your victory. You have achieved your targets. Go out, for heaven's sake. Leave us alone and attend to your own domestic problems. Obama should now appear like a president of peace rather than another president of war that America is unfortunately suffering.
Now, General, you just alluded to the bin Laden raid, and I said you weren't sure early on. You've now researched it. What is your view on the bin Laden raid? Real, bona fide?
I believe that his wife and children were living there, and he wasn't there. He had died a long time back. But there was an understanding between our intelligence, and Pakistan intelligence, and the American intelligence, that we will, at an appropriate time, in order to declare victory and to build a pretext for withdrawing from Afghanistan, we will carry out an operation. But towards the end, Leon Penata decided to take the credit for himself, all by himself. And I think this man is very dangerous. You've got to be careful. This man is a disaster. The outgoing Defense Secretary, Robert Gates, was more sensible. He was more mature. But this man wants to take credit. And on the other hand, the new CIA chief, David Petraeus, has got agenda of his own. It is his private agenda which he's pursuing. So you have to be very careful how things move in the future.
Sure. General Gould, in closing, you have intel sources or just from talking to other sources, you're saying now that it was fake, Pakistani intelligence went along with the fraud as a pretext to give the U.S. a fake victory and an exit strategy.
Yes, this is not, everyone knows it, and I'm a little more informed than the others. But this is what the real story is. And I think a lot of people across the world don't believe what the Americans are saying. If you were to believe President Obama, you would listen to his first statement, which said that the troops were resisted there, the Navy SEALs were resisted. But second statement that he was unarmed. He was killed, if at all, you have to question, in front of his wives and children. And he was unarmed. He was putting up no resistance.
If he's if he's bin Laden, you want him.
Murder. It is not a murder, and who is guilty to have ordered that murder?
All right, General Gould, let me say bye to you during the break. Thank you so much for spending so much time with us. We'll be right back. Visit Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. When you're on the site, you can also tune in 24 hours a day to my daily radio broadcast. There's also a free iPhone app to listen to the syndicated radio show when and where you want.